So we're live now, and you're just setting up the record for the podcast.
No, that was already going. Hey guys, welcome to my own private Kokomo, a little slice of that island life where we could do whatever we want. I'm Ryan Meharry here with Dave Tooney.
Hey everybody.
Hey Dave. Yes, guys, this is the first episode that we'll be recording and releasing as a podcast. So this is very exciting. We've been doing this now as a YouTube live stream for the past couple of months since the start of the quarantine. And now you'll be able to listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. So that's very, very exciting stuff. For our first episode, we have our good friend from Dumbbells and Action Boys and UCB's Bangarang and father of Stone, husband to Nancy, Ryan Stanger. How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. Big Rab, Big Dave. Happy to be here with you guys.
The three buds.
The three buds.
10 years of friendship.
10 big years of big friendship with the three big buds.
The three buds. That's what they
doing
call
the big inaugural recording of the big podcast.
It's just huge. This is a big day.
This is fucking huge.
This is
dude.
huge, man.
Holy
we
shit.
fucking did it. This is what all these years. This is what we've been building up to. You got a dog.
Yeah, I got a dog, man. You think the world can fucking collectively feel the seismic shift that's happening right now as we speak?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. People are just getting their fucking socks blown off.
Yeah, everyone's just like everyone just started trembling all across the world at the exact same second.
And malls and stuff are like, we got to hurry up and open because there's gonna be T-shirts that we got to start selling about these guys.
This is
podcast.
big.
We gotta.
This is big.
This is huge. People are going to be wolfing down pretzels, buying teas,
like going
to Forever 21,
like George W. Bush choking on him, choking on those pretzels.
Yeah.
That's the second time I've brought that up on the show.
Hey
so
man,
funny.
we all get our lanes. You know, you get your little lane, and you're the W choking on a pretzel guy.
Yeah, people love it.
Watching an AFC playoff game with the Ravens. I remember that being specific. I think it's like the AFC Championship game. You choked on a pretzel. Exciting stuff. All right, but so you got a dog, right, Stanger?
Yeah.
Is it tossed your life into chaos?
I haven't even noticed. I honestly haven't even noticed. It's been seamless. It's just like, I feel like I have less responsibility now.
Oh.
Yeah. I feel less confined. No, yeah. I mean, it's an 8-week-old puppy, so it's the kind of center of everything right now because they just take a lot of they just need a lot of attention and work. So it's for people that don't know, they do. It's a little tedious, but cute, great.
How's the boy liking it?
He loves it. Kids aren't really much help at all with it.
No, they're detriment.
They get in the way. And I think everybody knows, like, there's the fantasy that the kid is going to take care of the dog. Even if reasonable people know that that's not going to be the case, but Meharry hit it on the head where it's like they actually get in the way more than they do anything. Yeah,
they're not helping. Like you're trying to do everything you can to protect the dog from the kid. Like when we got Reagan Pixie, Reagan just tormented that dog, and now that dog is insane. like chase her under all the couches and stuff, like set her up on top of things like high places just to see how the dog would react.
Yeah. It's like, and then the dog, they're chewing and they're like mouthing everything. And then so like we'll get her focused on one of her toys that she's supposed to. And then Stone like right away, like pulls it out and switching stuff out and constantly squeaking things. I'm like, dude, just fucking leave. If she's happy, then just leave her. If she's not causing problems, they're just constantly fiddling and,
Is the dog like, how settled in? Does it feel like it's home yet, or is it like crying at night? And
not too bad. We're crate training her, so but she loves her crate. We're pretty careful. She's so little and new when we got her that we just introduced the crate as a nice, safe place with treats and everything. And so she loves her crate. She'll go in there, like when she's kind of done playing with us, she'll just leave and go into her crate.
That's great. That's the best. That's the best.
Yeah.
They do that.
Yeah.
How big?
Like, good for you, dude.
How big is she going to get?
I think 400 or 500 pounds.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
She's like a sumo wrestler.
Yeah. I mean, she could be 1,000 pounds. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't
Anything's
know.
possible.
What is the biggest dog ever?
I think she's probably on her way to being the biggest dog ever. Probably weigh about 1,000
Oh, so you
pounds.
might actually, that could actually be like a money making opportunity for you.
Well, that's why we got her initially. And I already contacted the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to suggest that you do is you get the Guinness Book of World Records. Just let them know that you've got a very big dog and it could be up to 1,000 pounds. You don't know yet. It's very tiny still.
Dude, that was the exact email I sent them, and I said, could we even put a place for her right now? And they said, there's no way.
Placeholder.
Placeholder, but they said no way.
I've talked to the Guinness people before. They're sticklers about like their rules and stuff. Like you have to actually break records before they'll put you in the record book. I've learned that. I told them, I emailed them and I said, look, I will be the fastest person to climb Mount Everest. You just got to trust me on this one. All right. And you got to put the record in now, and I'll go ahead and do it in the next couple of years. And they were right not to do it because I never did it.
They must have been burned. They must have got burned bad, dude.
They probably got tricked
Somebody
by a couple
hurt the
of people.
Guinness Book.
People abused them, and so they learned their lesson. You want to hop in here?
I think that she'll probably.
This feels like an improv
I
scene
think
for you two.
I think she'll probably be like, I have any idea what the fuck she'll be. She seems really small, but you know, we don't know. She's
ever take an aptitude test?
Because she's an odd. Wonderluck.
Yeah, the Wonderluck.
What's up, Dave?
Do you still have your cat?
No, the cat was about 4 or 5 years old and a good cat, but we euthanized it immediately when we got the dog. We're like, look, we're dog people now, and then that's that.
Yeah, you got to make a hard choice.
Yeah. So the cat's out of the picture now. No, we have a cat. Cat's like almost 20 years old. I don't know. It's old as hell, man.
How is the cat dealing with it?
The cat,
stoked.
The cat's couldn't be more pumped. The cat fucking is licking his crotch all the time, dude. And I'm like, dude, he's fucking sucking himself because he's so glad this dog's here.
Jeez Louise.
This pussy loves his own dick. What? No, the cat's kind of indifferent. He's so old, he's just like, I don't give a shit. And like, he just kind of knows angles. So he'll just walk. He doesn't ever have to even hurry up. He just kind of walks the right way and is able to jump out of the way before the dog. But
does the dog even give a shit about the cat?
We're a little bit. And so we're trying to kind of keep her not interested in the cat, I think is the key. So that's, if they fixate too much on the cat or start chasing the cat, you have to kind of try to break them of that habit because it wakes up like this kind of predator prey response thing in their mind. And then they'll forever be, cat chasers,
which like a cartoon,
like a goddamn cartoon.
Dogs chasing the cat all the time in cartoons.
Dude, it's funny as hell. And as much as I like to have that free entertainment in my house, dude, I gotta fucking step up.
No, you don't want to live in a cartoon. No way. I mean, sometimes it looks pretty nice, but no. Like an ice cream sundae in a cartoon always looks so good, but that would be good.
I do make giant sandwiches and mash them down so that I can get them bite size, but
with a toothpick and an olive in it.
Yeah. So we're trying to get her to, to be just chill around the cat. I don't know. I mean, you read all this stuff online and they make it sound all easy and shit. And the dog's just like fucking biting and jumping around and shit.
Yeah, it does what it does.
Yeah. And they're like, introduce stuff that the dog will, because there's some that are only positive enforcement training. Like they don't ever say no. No means everything and nothing, and so like what are you telling your dog if you're saying no to it? Just keep doing.
Yeah, they just become like deaf to know that it doesn't register.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It's
anyway, go ahead.
I was gonna say, that like only positive reinforcement stuff is a little kind of bullshit. Like mostly positive reinforcement is the best, but I've had I talked to like a trainer that works for one of those really heavy positive reinforcement places, and they're like, nah, sometimes they gotta know that something's not right, that something's wrong, and so you just put them in like a little timeout.
Yeah, I was talking to this other because we have a trainer that we're working with that we like that is of that mindset. And she was saying that's where I got the no means everything and nothing. It's not like it's any new.
No means everything and nothing.
Yeah. So
No
why
means
you
yes. Yes
why
means
you
no.
so why use it? Why not just positively reinforce a dog and keep finding stuff the dog likes so that way
Right.
you don't even have to do it. And then so I was talking to this other trainer and she said, well, there's some merit to that, kind of like what you were saying, Ryan. But she said, look, I use a firm no command for any behavior I don't like. So if you're confused as to what no means, it's behavior I don't like. And I was like, oh, all right, that kind of makes sense too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing with like training dogs. You're getting like, you get so much different information from like all sides. And my dog Chief is a mess now. So he like runs up and he's like biting my my pant leg and stuff.
He's a pant biter.
A little bit. He loves going for crotches. Loves it. Never mind. Doesn't care about my crotch so much. He loves guest crotches.
Strange. He likes that strange crotch.
He loves that strange crotch. And then
takes after his old man.
And I've talked to a couple of trainers about that. And that is one message that they've been consistent about, where they're like, just, you got to have your guests ignore them and turn their back to the dog or try. And that does not stop Chief. He goes like right up through the back too. And he'll just like stay there and you can hear it. You can hear like just like the, it's like, it's like all the shuffling, the mussing up the pants and everything, the fabric.
It's so, like you sit idly by.
Yeah. I go, you just got to let him do it.
Let him suck you. Let him do it.
He wants to suck you.
You have to understand.
Oh, what? You don't like being sucked?
You have to understand, for millions of years, dogs sucked people. Okay? So you can't just pretend that they don't have that instinct.
It's our first episode.
You have to understand, dude. No, this
millions of years of evolution.
It's breed first, dog second, animal third. Let them suck you. It's all the so this is the structure of the show, right?
Well, no, so that's why we wanted to
zeroing in on it.
Yeah, pretty well. Actually, that's kind of the question is, so we've been doing this show now as a live stream for 2.5 months. This is our first podcast. People are probably wondering, what is this? And we're wondering the same thing, frankly. This started off as Dave and I doing Instagram, little, what are those, live?
We did 3 times.
Yeah, did those 3 times. We're like, this is taking off. This is huge. People are loving this banter. We need a bigger platform. So we go to YouTube. The thing's
no bigger platform than YouTube. No bigger platform.
Yeah, a huge hit. And now it's like, okay, well, what haven't we conquered yet in podcasts? So we were like, okay, we got to start a podcast, but we still don't know exactly what the show is. So Stanger, we asked you on, because
you guys are white, you're middle-aged.
Yeah, that's the big thing. that's the big sell.
So those are the things in our favor at this point.
But Stanger is like truly wreck. Yeah, Stanger truly is like, I would say for both Dave and I, somebody we go to advice regularly. Like Stanger, he's a big jokester, a big goofball, but he does give very sage, thoughtful advice.
Oh, thank you.
And provides a lot of insight, and not just like health and fitness, but I've gone to Stanger with all sorts of like just personal life issues, and he's always been a great help. So asked him today to like figure out the show for us maybe, and like tell us, what do we do?
What's your angle?
Yeah, what should we do?
What should the sound levels be? Am I quiet enough? Am I loud enough?
Do I need to scream into the microphone more, or no?
Yeah, you want those peas popping. You want to peak. You want to peak.
Oh,
peas
people
pop,
like
peak. Yeah,
those pussy popping.
Yeah. Dave loves the dirty stuff. Dave, I like the stubble. You look great.
I was just telling him that right before
you
came on.
I shaved a bit ago, and now I can't shave just to have the mustache now because then it looks real weird.
Yeah, so you go with a kind of a stubble, half beard, and then once you have enough stash, then you let that be the star of the show.
Yeah, I made the
you-
other mistake.
Now you do.
A few
Would you say
times.
you do this mustache primarily for career stuff, for auditions and work? Do you like it,
I'm indifferent
Me?
to it.
Dave or me?
Dave?
Dave, yes. I'm curious.
I'm indifferent to it.
Yeah.
I like it in the fact that if it's what's helping me book more work, then I like it. But if just in a vacuum, I don't care.
Okay. What about you, Stanger? You have the mustache for work purposes also? Is that?
Yeah, because it's really been a fucking moneymaker for me.
I mean, it definitely
can't-
has for Dave, I would say, right, Dave? Like, did you see like a real uptick in work once you went mustache?
I did, and I've said this before to you guys and other people. Yes, I did, but I also can't tell if that was just like a coincidence with where I was in my career, and also I could be losing, and I'm sure that I'm losing as many jobs as I'm getting as a result of it.
You think so?
I would imagine so.
Yeah, I think it puts you in a specific category.
Yeah,
it
puts
so
me
you're supposed to
specifically
be-
into a category, and it takes me specifically out of specific categories.
You were supposed to
sure.
be one of Defy Bloods, but then you had the mustache, and so Spike Lee said, "Nah."
Yeah, I was close.
You're supposed to be Aragorn in Lord of the Rings, but they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
If that's Middle Earth specific.
Yeah,
Would
they
you
had
be
me in the full
fucking-
makeup and stuff for a little bit there just to test.
He's like, "No,
Did you
Aragorn's
shave it? And I'm
Aragorn's
like,
got a beard."
I
Aragorn's got a
can't.
beard,
I've
not
got
a
I got a Bank of America call back tomorrow, so I can't. I can't shave.
Thanks
They've
for
already
the
seen me with the
opportunity, though.
Yeah, thank you though.
Okay, so what? Oh, yes, so we're talking about the
Yeah, so
show.
What? Yeah. all right,
Well, I don't know what.
So here's okay. So for those of you who are new to this is what we've been doing. This is kind of what there's like we do the show on YouTube 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 12 Pacific. Perfect peak time for traffic and people to tune in. And we just we do something different every time. We've got different segments. We'll do some improv. We'll have guests. We'll talk about feelings. We'll talk about what's going on in the world. So it's a bit of a hodgepodge. Mostly, I've got ADD and I get bored pretty easily. So sticking to one thing has never been my jam.
Strong suit.
Yeah, no, it's served me really great. It's been great.
I had a job once where I back in Wisconsin, and it was in mortgage refinancing, and I kind of bounced around within this company, and I got like you had your like I don't know 90-day reviews or whatever, and or reviews every 6 months or whatever it was, and my boss brings me in. She's like, "You're kind of a jack of all trades, master of none, and not like in a great way." I was like, got it. Okay.
She said not in a great way. She added that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She's like, you want to zero in on something. And I couldn't say out loud, like I could care less about any of these particular jobs that I'm doing.
You wanted to give her the Goodwill Hunting speech that he gives to the field medal winner, where he talks about how easy all this stuff is for him.
I don't remember that part.
It's to Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Who's he's always talking about his field medal, and then like at a certain point, because Will does Matt Damon does the work with him for a while, and then at a certain point, just like bored by it, he's like, "Do you know how fucking easy this is for me? And I have to watch you fumble around doing it." And the guy's just like, "Oh my god!" You really thought they were like connecting,
Mm-hmm.
I always just have a fantasy of being able to be that smart or much smarter than
man.
somebody.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
It's not
Especially
not necessarily a one for one for that situation, Dave, but I got to bring that up, so that felt great.
I loved it.
It's a fun reference.
Hey, we're all about eating up time here.
So okay. So you have multiple segments that you do. So the show is going to be personality driven.
Personality
guys
driven,
are-
for sure.
Or
We're a couple of personalities.
you guys are fun. You're funny. People are going to couple personalities. People are going to tune in because they like you. That being said, I think having some structure in place is the best bet to make it feel like a show, so you have a little bit of a touchstone so that you can do the different segments. You can have different shows weekly, but it's like people can count on, this kind of beginning, middle, and end to it.
Sure. Okay. So was my little intro thing, could that be enough for a beginning where I say, welcome to my own private Kokomo, a slice of the island life? Is that enough?
I think that's the real ace up your sleeve, is that
Right. I'm
people are gonna
banking on
tune in
that.
for that.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
So
Now,
I'm hoping that. Yeah. And honestly, that could just be the whole show.
You do that. I quietly say hello when you introduce me. I feel like that's
Very
what,
quietly. Hello.
I turn my levels down for that.
Hello.
What
Everyone,
have been?
go
Sorry.
ahead.
What have been your stronger segments?
I like
Walk us through a couple of them, the stronger ones.
I think our best one, that I've liked the most, is when we have comedians on, and then we have all their friends write them really genuinely nice, sweet letters about why they love them, and then Dave and I read those letters to the person, and I love it. I think it's funny and interesting.
So that's really fun. That's not necessarily refillable as a concept. It's gonna.
Sure.
I mean, you could do
It's a
that
special thing. Yeah.
You could do it once a month, probably.
Right.
Just
that's
because it takes
roughly
some,
kind of how we've been doing it.
Okay, so it takes some wrangling. I mean, and then do you want to continue the show 3 times a week as a podcast, or do you want to?
So the plan is we'll record the episodes and then kind of stockpile them a little bit. We'll just release them on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and so we'll always kind of have like one extra, and it'll start to kind of build up. And if we ever have like a clunker or something, maybe is like audio wise isn't great, we can
not release it
and
crush
I get a
the
flyer.
person that's.
I get a flyer from Gelson's once a week about things they have on sale. Like, what if we just I read like what the sale items are, what people could look forward to on,
I think that would be helpful for people
on a podcast on a regular basis.
Dave, what has been your favorite? What have been your favorite segments that we've done?
I feel like my Gelson's idea is getting kind of swept under the rug pretty quickly.
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Okay.
No.
Reading coupons?
Yeah, I haven't really done it yet, so it's hard to say once you hear some of these deals. What do I like? I like we have guests on and we goof around. I like the thing we do with Pam where we talk about who we're friends with. I thought that was fun. The one we just did.
What do you mean?
Or who we're gonna be friends with? The segment we did.
Oh, you liked that when we talked about what celebrities we think we could be friends with?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like it when we bought each other meals and then reviewed our food choices.
Yeah, I did too. So yeah, one time these
aren't like daily things like where you can like if we use the example of dumbbells where they have listener questions and they have this kind of like, hey, here's like the point A, point C of their show that they do every time.
Never B.
Oh yeah,
Never
did I say B?
No, they skip B.
Okay.
Point A, point C.
But we don't have we just don't have that as far as the thing where we're going to do it every single show. We don't.
I know.
Which I was kind of like.
Hey,
you never know what to expect. Yes, please.
I'm talking.
We're listening.
Hey, I was going to say, I think the interesting too. So all the stuff you laid out for me. Am I? Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Did I freeze up? Okay. So all the stuff you laid out, that's all really fun, and I think there's going to be demand or interest in seeing like, ooh, I would love to see, Tony, Charlene, or you name it, do the meal thing, whatever it is kind of. So if you have a couple that you like, I would say just keep basically like you've been doing, revolving those. But I don't think there's any harm in revisiting because it's like, oh man, I would love to hear people, and so I think if you can get, 10 arrows in your quiver for this Kokomo thing. And then I'm sure there's some kind of clunky way you can connect them all to the concept of Kokomo,
Sure. Yes. Yeah.
And you could open it up to, to the listeners to like, who do they want to see do what, and if you have,
that's good,
some regular guests and you have some, some established segments, that you can maybe name in a fun way,
I love that this is our first episode of the
One of Ryan's
of a show we've been doing for months.
here. Two things. One of Ryan's more preferred favorite things, and I think it's an interesting segment, but I truly dread it. Is where we call someone on her phone.
Oh, I'm done with that. We're done with. So what we used to do was
We're done with that.
yeah, I'm done. We're done with it. We did something called phone contact roulette. Stanger, you did it.
I did.
Where we would have to kind of scroll through our phone and then randomly stop and have to call that person and talk to them on the phone.
Why were I'm very much in favor of not doing it anymore. Was there an incident or something like that?
My issue with it was fine to call the person, but why the heavy breathing and the I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I smell you. I can smell you through the phone.
You want to know why?
Well, yeah.
Like
number one,
self-evident why we were doing it.
Why that? And number two, fine to do it one time, but why did I have to call the person 100
Made us
times?
feel powerful. It made us feel powerful. Gave us the
I
power.
mean, after the 58th time, I was like, I got to do this 42 more times.
We weren't even recording.
I got a restraining order. And I couldn't blame them.
So the reason I don't want to do it anymore is one, just after thinking about it for more than 8 seconds, I was like, there's too many ways that this could go sour. And one person that I called for this segment has been calling me a ton. And or not a ton, just like it's called me a few times and I haven't picked up and I haven't
Schwarzbein's been calling you again and again and again.
I wish. No, so no, I won't get into it too much.
All right.
But like,
I know
they're not doing anything wrong. They're being genuinely very sweet, but it like I feel guilty about the whole thing now, and so it's like, nah, I can't do this. It's the whole premise was to amp up our anxiety, and Dave and I are two already very anxious people, and it was too much. I had to tap out.
I think you should keep it going. I mean, there's something to be said about that. Yeah.
Okay. Damn. All right.
Do you think?
I mean, you want to do compelling.
That's true.
Pod.
Yes,
that's true. All right. Well, I wanted to try something called search history roulette. I'm not set up for it right now, but what it would be is we draw letters out of a hat. One of us shares our screen. We go to our search engine and we have to type in those like 2 letters and we see what pops down, what shows up on everyone's search.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's porn stuff.
Yeah, I want to see porn. I want to see like kind of what maybe what fears you're looking up. Like
why does this happen?
Yeah.
Why
does my sadness happen?
Yeah. Mine would be all dog stuff right now.
Yeah, I bet.
Can you believe that with this pesky dog I'm dealing with?
It's the only thing you've searched.
Oh boy. Yeah, a lot of dog stuff. Can they have treats? Are dogs allowed to have treats every day? What's a good treat for a dog? My dog doesn't know how to sit. Why my dog doesn't know how to sit?
Do dogs have to brush their teeth every day, or do you brush the dog's teeth for them? Vaguely.
My puppy's cute, but his breath PU. Is that normal? Also, thanks, internet.
If you signed off every search with also thanks, internet.
Sometimes I'll when I'll say to Alexa, I'll be like, I'll go, Alexa, good night. So she'll say good night.
I like to boss Alexa around. Like, Alexa, tell me what time it is right now. Oh, Alexa, stop it. Enough. Shut her down right away.
Yeah. Be careful for when the machines take over. I always love that stuff. With the way that you treat Siri and Alexa, be careful for when the machines take over.
Do people really say that?
Yeah, I spit right in their face,
And it's like, okay, I'm really worried about it.
and I pull my mask down and spit in their face. That's
I pull
assault.
their mask down.
Yeah.
Make sure.
It's like ripping gas masks off people in Terminator 2.
What's the movie where I'm thinking of? Their face is like Total Recall when the oxygen all leaves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rolling down that hill.
Yeah. Do we have enough information up here to fuck Cohagen for good?
Such a your talent to recall, no pun intended, just like movie quotes, like it's so impressive. Like I wish I had that.
Certain movies, man. It ain't like I'm fucking doing that with Sense and Sensibility. You know what I mean?
Well,
you know
for sure. Yeah, it's definitely. But the fact that you do it with any movie.
Yeah. Thank you. Number one. Number two.
Just
what
take
else
the fucking
about me?
compliment. Jesus Christ.
Did you do that in school with homework and stuff like that, or?
No, it wasn't for anything useful. No, I would do stand up. I would just plagiarize stand up and do like Eddie Murphy's delirious routine as like a 9-year-old, like at Stone's age, doing all the hardcore,
Yeah,
talking about pussy and stuff at 9. Girls throwing pussy at me. Like, oh, that's no, just useless shit. But I was gonna say that. What about Russian roulette?
If we play Russian roulette,
yeah,
thought about it. I mean, I think it would have to be maybe our last episode. There's a chance
in case someone dies.
In case someone dies, and I won't do the show without Dave, and I forbid him to do the show without me. But I don't think that'll be an issue.
Yeah.
Dave, you're not the driving force behind this operation
here. You could say I'm not, and you'd be right.
Well, no, so yeah, like the goal for this show is for this to just take over our entire lives. Like I want this to be, this is what we've set out to do.
It could. But the another thing I wanted to tell you about the Arnold thing, and I might have mentioned it to you guys before. I've certainly talked about it on countless other podcasts I've done. That his commentary during Total Recall is amazing because he literally will just say what's happening in the scene. And so I don't know if he got that, how commentary works, because Paul Verhoeven's there and gets it. And so Paul Verhoeven, the director of Total Recall, would start telling an anecdote about when they were filming. Like, he's like a Dutch guy. So like, and on this day, this was so hot where we were shooting, and that they had to, now of course, here that they're trying to learn that they don't know her name. And you can see my eyes that they don't understand it. And that they're trying to wait and learn. And they're like, okay, yeah. It is, of course, that they get in the cab and that they open the door and that they're in there. And then Paul Verhoeven say, yes, no, this Johnny cab, this whole, no, but the people so I'm driving in the cab and that he's going, he doesn't know where he's going. And it's just like literally narrating over, this, of course. And then then they put the towel around my head and then they have the towel on my head. Yes, and then we did this scene. No, but the towel is on my head. And the towel is on, but the towel is on my head. And so, I mean, he's talking the whole time, but it's literally just no insight, no nothing, no, like, I was thinking about this, just exactly what the characters are doing. This, of course, and they punch him, and then they're punching the other guy, and then they punch him again, and then they say, and then I'm tired. I'm very tired now.
And this is the end. Now you'll see that these are the credits.
And I think,
I feel like now he'd be great at it.
Yes, I think. Yes, he would totally be great at it now. I just don't think he knew. He's just trying to fill up the time.
Just like one of those early, like one of the probably like the first movies to have like a commentary.
Yeah, and I think that
we're doing what? We're doing what?
People want to hear the movie. They don't want people talking over it.
I think he's just a completionist, and just like got stuck on this and like, I'm gonna fucking talk everybody through this entire, this, and then the sun is going down. And then now we're back to the Mars, and that everything is happening on Mars now. And then he's saying to him, I say to him that they don't want that. And they're like, all right. And then at a certain point, Paul Verhoeven just stops, like he just bails out. He's like, all right. Let you take over, my man.
You got it, buddy. You got it.
Yeah. So, in regards to your show, definitely could be a lifetime thing. Could completely take over your lives. I think it should.
I think so. I want us to be
good for
we're gonna
Dave.
do a lot of traveling. Probably have to miss a lot of auditions.
Jobs you booked, callbacks, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Your
you're gonna have to-
manager will understand. She
Yeah,
will
so-
understand, Dave. Don't worry.
And we're gonna be asking your manager for a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, a lot of favors. Put a call into some of her other clients.
Yeah.
Please, I
Do you
need
have any-
this.
Who are some? Yeah,
We need
do
guests.
you know Do you kind of know her roster pretty good? Does she have any like?
I know a few people. I don't.
Oh, great.
I don't know if I'm supposed
Have
to
her-
say them now.
No, yeah, don't say, but just have her reach out to them. She can use some guests. If they have something they want to promote, why not?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Right. We're doing them a favor. This is a benefit for them.
I mean, yeah, it does in a way.
Yeah.
I think
It does truly in a way.
What about like? So here's a question. You could say that our show, as it currently stands, and I think I've said this before, somewhat mirrors our improv show, in that there's no set format per show other than it's going to be about this length of time, and we're gonna do improv.
Yeah, you never know. You don't know what to expect.
Mhm.
That
And we like that. We
know,
like that.
you
in
know
our
we're gonna
improv.
fucking we're gonna fucking deliver. Like that's all you really need to know.
guaranteed crush every episode.
Every fucking episode, every episode we've done so far has been awesome.
I've heard people say that when they watch this show, they scream with laughter. Scream with laughter.
They do.
Yeah.
I'll check in with the chat right now. What's up, guys? Hey, guys, hit us up in the chat. How often are you screaming with laughter? They're all agreeing.
Yeah.
There's no delay whatsoever.
We're gonna throw the message boards. We want to know how often you're screaming with laughter while you're listening to my own private Kokomo. 15 after the hour, top of the hour. I want to remind everybody that
Call us up and let us hear you scream with laughter.
say
Responder
the
number
phrase that
5, going to get a free coupon from Gelson's out of this one.
We'll hit you up with some Steel Panther tickets. Wait, isn't that what is Steel Panther the name of that band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They do the cover songs. Yeah, they're good. And I
They
think
got
they have some original stuff too, right?
I think they
some
started as a
coaching
cover.
from UCB. Someone reached out to me. Their manager reached out to me at one point asking, because someone recommended me to maybe do some improv practice sessions with them, and I think I said I couldn't, or I wasn't good. I think someone else did a couple of times.
Wow, you passed on that, Dave? That seems like that would be something you'd be into with them.
Story wise, that'd be great. Yeah.
Well, Dave loves some hair metal stuff,
Mm-hmm. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I passed on that.
No.
No, I'm not. No, they don't need me. No, they're
You want to
too
do this
good.
fun, weird thing that you're kind of into?
We'll pay you. We'll pay you.
No,
well.
I don't. I haven't
No.
been doing it very
Oh.
long. I don't know if I know what I'm talking about.
No, I need to sit alone. Okay.
I need to sit alone. Alexa, are we friends?
No.
Yeah.
Alexa, do you hate Dave Tooney?
I don't have an opinion on that.
She doesn't have an opinion on it.
Ask
That's not a no.
Alexa if Jeff Bezos is doing steroids or testosterone.
Alexa, is Jeff Bezos doing steroids or testosterone?
I'm not sure.
Alexa, how do you feel about your master, Jeff Bezos?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
She's not
Ooh,
sure.
She knows.
She's not sure. I think that there's an energy to this show to where you guys playfully mess with each other and your guests, and I know that that's like, I don't want to keep that up, but I think it is an interesting hook or element to the show, and so I think
Yeah.
you could have different degrees of that depending on who the guest is. But there is something fun, and I think people are kind of sports to like get on there and be like, "Whew, okay, let's go. I'm going to go do this, and I'm going to be real about it." And so I think that you should kind of keep the spirit of that, and maybe you could have
Can you say a little more? Can you? I'm sorry, I lost you for a second. When you say I'm gonna like, why are they going? Okay, I'm gonna go do this. Like,
Oh, just because because when I knew that I was going to do the phone roulette, I thought
right.
there's a little bit of like,
little
okay,
danger. Yeah.
Little Danger, but I wanted to kind of honor the format of the show. And if everybody's doing it, there's something fun about that. And I
Yeah.
can't think of any shows out there that are like that. And it is something compelling to capture, on a podcast or, on YouTube or something. So I think maybe you should sit down and come up with, the 5 or 6 that you're going to do for a while. And then you can add to them or subtract if they're obviously,
Got a nice running list of ideas of things we can do.
yeah.
So we'll keep playing with it.
I think there's also something to be said about you and Dave doing things to each other that you guys can report back on too.
Like what? Like,
so I don't know, some similar kind of project, to where
oh yeah, I was talking with McClendon yesterday. I was thinking we should do a science fair project.
yeah. Yeah, so that's so that takes advantage of the visual medium and the audio medium, and then also the tasking yourselves with some bullshit.
Yeah, that'll be. I mean, I hated doing that stuff as a kid. I probably hate it even more now. But,
yeah. So if it sucks or if it's half-assed or you don't pull it off, there's something
even
to be said about that.
Yeah, I mean, we've done segments that were like, oh man, that I definitely thought of the night before we're high and needed probably a little more thinking out. But those are always kind of my favorite. There.
I think if you get a Google Doc going with each other with all those on there in different categories, and then that's something you could send to your guests too. Like, okay, this is what my own private Kokomo is. This is how we're going to kind of torture you a little bit. You pick what you want to do, or we'll pick for you. So you could throw it,
and we'll say it kind of have that little threatening air to it too.
Yeah,
you pick, or we'll pick for you.
Or we'll pick for you. So yeah, and I think there can be varying degrees of preparation involved. So if you have somebody obviously that's a get, like like a Ryan Stanger or somebody you got to really shoot for the stars for
sure.
Then maybe you want to
give
Ryan
Stiles.
Oh yeah, Ryan Stiles.
Oh,
good grief. You would give them something that was a little kind of easier, less prep work, less painful, but sometimes people want that shit. They want to get
dirty.
They want to fly close to the sun, get burned.
Dave,
cut.
how are you feeling about all this? Stanger's telling us to really lean into the stuff that causes us the most anxiety and discomfort.
No, I don't like it.
Also, because you're doing this fucking so many times, I don't know if it has to be every show. I think you can kind of do like a recap, catch up, maybe talk about some of your media interests, that kind of thing. People always like that.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun episodes that are that are fun because they're not stressful at all, and those get really nice and silly. But yeah. All right, I'll say we won't get rid of phone contact roulette. You're right.
Oh, I'm fine getting rid of phone contact
no,
roulette.
Stanger talked me into it. Stanger talked me into it. I don't foresee any legal issues.
I think we should do more of what Ryan said about talk about our media interests. I got a bunch of Blu-rays I want to talk about that I really like. And
well, here's an issue, Dave, that I think sometimes that we have, or at least I don't know I have. I don't know if we're necessarily the kings of hot takes or
well, I'm not.
Me neither.
Well, I'm not. And I feel like I actively avoid them.
Yeah.
Hey, this movie that everybody loved, turns out I loved it too. All right, moving on.
It was
pretty
good.
If that's a hot take, I'm in. Then I got a lot of hot takes.
That new fucking sandwich everybody going gaga for? Turns out I like it too, man. Anyway, that's all our time.
Do you think people want to listen to someone who listens to something and then tries to actively see both sides of it, and then can understand both takes and doesn't really come down hard either way on either side?
We got plenty of that. Dave and I, we're not we're not very debatey. Also, we don't debate each other.
You bring a real Canadian sensibility to your
very Midwestern.
Yeah, Midwestern debates, hot takes.
Yeah, it's a non-confrontational, non-hot take type of environment that
for whatever reason produces a ton of anxiety and inner turmoil.
Well, I think that's why that's fun when you guys force yourself to confront shit. You know, couple of non-confrontational guys.
I'll say this:
that-
the episodes that I've liked that we've done when we've taken like certain like online psychological quizzes about like boundaries or what's some of the other ones.
Yeah, I forget. Like, was it just a personality test? I can't remember exactly what the scenarios were, but
We
taken a
go
couple of
pretty
those.
specific, and it forces us to open up a bit. Which
yeah,
is
that
fun.
could be cool. You could do something where you have a psychoanalyst come on and do you guys and your guests.
Yeah, actually, you know what I wanted to do is we have a friend who is a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I want them to come on and give Dave and I couples counseling.
Yeah, great. All that stuff.
You and I
Take
as a
it
couple,
serious.
or how we deal with our personal relationships with. All right.
You deal with yours and our friendship.
Yeah,
Oh.
treat you guys like a couple.
Yeah, I mean, we're not obviously a couple, but we're friends, and you know, that's just because you don't have to be in a romantic relationship with someone to go to couples therapy. We could go to friendship couple therapy.
There's a lot of people that go to friendship therapy.
I bet there's maybe like how many people in the world? Like 4?
Yeah, 4 billion.
7 billion people.
7 billion people in the world. Okay, we got that down. How many of them are going to couples counseling, but they're just friends?
6 billion.
Probably about 6. Yeah, that sounds. When we said there's 7 billion in the world. Yeah. That sounds. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
I'm not like a number whiz, but I'm pretty good with numbers.
Yeah, my dog.
I'm
My dog
honestly-
weighs 1,000 pounds. There's 6 billion people going to couples counseling, but where they're not actually
Plus or
romantic
minus.
couples. Plus or minus. Could be
Plus or minus. One thing I know, my dog's weight, my future dog weights, plus or minus 2, carry the 1. Probably 6 billion people doing couples therapy as friends. Probably.
Plus or minus
dude.
is
I'm
a great
pretty-
like dumb guy way to just like kind of cover yourself a little bit with whatever. What you're
plus or minus.
Yeah, 500,000. Yeah, plus or minus a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, for whatever reason, it reminds
What-
me of this guy who I would have like social studies classes or like religious classes in high school, and if the teacher would call him, he'd go, well, I think that just it says like society, like a lot about society.
In society.
Yeah. Society.
How about that?
Yeah. It makes you I think it's an interesting thing about society.
Very good. Thank you. Thanks, Scott.
Stanger, before you go, because you're our advice, a guy that we go to for advice. I wanted to some parenting advice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Is that Yoda?
No, it's my own character. You'll get parenting advice. Yoda's more like, yes. That's my favorite Yoda, playful Empire
Yeah.
Strikes Back Yoda.
Yeah, that's
the best.
He's like beating R2 over the head.
Oh.
No.
Yeah. He's so wise, but such a child at certain moments. And
But I mean, you know how wise he is and what he ultimately came up to be, or how he ultimately was sorted out in the show. And to
Yeah.
think like what a performance he was putting on is like a weird, like just really like fucking acting it up to throw Luke off the scent. I don't know what his strategy is there.
He was super annoying at the start. What if at some point Luke got frustrated and grabbed Yoda and just started spanking him?
Oh man.
That's enough. No.
I've been bad. I've been.
No, Yoda likes it.
Yeah. More. Learn my lesson. I haven't.
His huge dong gets erect.
Uh-oh.
Pokes right
second
through that
part of the
robe.
trilogy.
Pokes
This
out
goes
through
right back
his
to
robe.
normal in Return of the Jedi.
This you created did what you look. No, I don't know that you guys, I got to tell you this. We'll get to your parenting advice. I'm fucking
Sure.
dying. I'm dying to.
Yeah,
fucking-
this is fun.
I can't wait to fucking help. we've got this fucking neighbor, and we had some issue with our stove. We have a gas range stove,
Mhm.
and a relatively new stove stopped working more than just the pilot going out. And so there was something going on with this kind of like pilot switch. So it wasn't igniting the gas or whatever. And so do you guys ever use the Nextdoor app?
I have.
I'm
Yeah.
aware of it, but I know it. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
what it
So
is.
for people that don't know what it is, it's like this kind of online community. You can filter it down so it's really specific to your neighborhood, and people post about, I don't know, different handymen or, work around the house, electrician, that kind of thing. And it's community sourced. So you can kind of get beyond just advertisements, and you get people like, oh, this neighbor I know and like recommended this person. So anyway, we use this Nextdoor app, and there's a guy up the street that has experience with fixing these stoves and would come over and do it for, $50 as opposed to 400 from getting like an appliance where you have to pay them 100 to show up, and it's a whole racket.
Yeah.
So we decide to go with this guy, and then we gets over there. He's like this ancient looking guy, and we recognize him because he would walk his mom in a wheelchair because his mom's old. This guy looked fucking ancient. His mom, do the math. All right. You don't have to be that math guy from earlier to know that his mom's old. And so real weird guy talks about like how he makes his own silver chloride to drink, and how that's like super healthy. And like meanwhile, the guy looks like he's about to fucking die. So it's like, well, whatever you're doing, I'll not do it. So already he's weird, but he fixes the thing, no problem. So then he's talking to me, and he said, my neighbor, or not, no, my roommate in the house, if he ever talks to you, don't talk to the guy and don't believe anything he said about me, because we're battling right now, big time. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'll be sure to not listen to him then. Yeah, we used to be best friends, but he doesn't like the way I treat my mom. And so I don't like him anymore. And so I'm like, okay, I'll be sure. And he keeps wanting me to ask more questions about
I
it.
would.
And finally, it gets to the point to where he tells me that the mom is dealing with some level of dementia. And sometimes when she's acting out, he'll have to put her on his lap and spank her bottom, like pull her pants down and spank her bottom. So that I swear to God, so that she'll learn her lesson and not do it, because he's worried about her safety. He doesn't want her like wandering off. So he like spanks his elderly mom's butt.
Bare ass butt.
He said pull her pants down and spank her ass. Yeah,
I don't know if you have like an obligation now to report this. It sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, they moved away. Like they
thank
moved.
God.
Yeah, before I could call for elder abuse. I mean, I didn't know what to do. I was just like, I could not fucking
That's
believe
a
it.
big. Yeah, and it's like, can you believe that my roommate has a problem with this?
Yeah, and the guy
that's going on in the house that I'm living in.
I know that the roommate also has called the police on him for it, and so the cops were investigating.
Okay.
But anyway, the guy fixed the stove, and
and we got to ask, did his mom stop like wandering away and stuff? Did she learn the lesson?
It worked, yeah.
Just like with the dogs, you can't say like, it can't be all positive reinforcement.
Can't be all positive reinforcement. Anyway, that was
All right, so here's the.
I mean,
I feel that pretty much fits whatever parental advice we were going to ask about.
Well, I'm genuinely curious, and I want a serious response, please. Just because, so my stepdaughter is getting older. This isn't obviously an issue yet, but it's something I've been thinking about. Like, I don't know how to tackle this. So I'll be your son, and I come to you and I say, Dad, I'm 14. I found out recently that some of my friends have started experimenting with marijuana, and they say they like it a lot, that it's really fun. I don't know. I haven't been in a situation yet where I've been like tempted by it. I haven't seen it yet, but I know it's going to come up soon. I'm not sure what to do.
Just say no, man. No. Look, dude, say no, dude. And that's it. Good luck. Good luck, boy. No, do you want me to talk to you as though I'm your dad now? Or
yes.
Do you want me to...
Well,
okay.
No, because it'll be fun. Yeah.
Okay. I would say, look, man, as I talk to my son, it is.
Look, man.
Look, buddy. Look, dude. dude, first of all, fucking don't talk so loud. So you're shouting. No, I would say, listen, first of all, marijuana, alcohol, they're both legal now. So there is an age where you're allowed to do that. You won't get in any trouble. Right now, you're not at the legal age limit to smoke or drink or any of that stuff. Now, if you act responsibly, it can be a part of your life that you can enjoy, and there's no reason why you can't enjoy that. My concern with you and your friends is if you are doing this regularly before your brain is developed, there can be some detrimental effects to your brain. Now you have to ask yourself, is it worth the risk to you? And so there's research that we can do that I can show you that say that, like, if you're, while your cement's kind of wet right now and your brain's not fully developed, you can affect, your personality, your level of intelligence, and all that kind of stuff if you start too early on that stuff. And you don't have to be uptight about it. There's nothing to be scared of. There's just a time and a place to do that stuff. And I think you guys are on the young side for regularly using that kind of shit. Already I feel old saying like using detrimental, and they're like, so logically as an adult, and to you guys, like, it makes sense what I'm saying. I don't know. I feel like, because I've thought about this with Stone, like I may lose him with some of that. I mean, I think,
trying to sound like, use like the slang, what you think the slang of today is way worse. I think just being straightforward and, I think that all register, as long as you're not affecting yourself in any way, is probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I get it, man. Sometimes you want to spliff up or
yo, King. I get it, King. Sometimes you want to fucking blaze, King. Look, man, you're in a race to get lit. Don't forget
one thing I
that it's hard to quit.
It didn't even. It never even occurred to me that it wouldn't be just a one-time single conversation. And you're like, oh yeah, we can do some more research on it and continue to talk about it. In my brain, it's always like, oh, you just have that one talk that one time, and then hopefully that covers it all.
No, I think you have to keep the dialogue going and just know that you're not going to freak out if they talk about it, because if they're faced with it every day, it couldn't be more prevalent than it is now, because it's legal and it's easy to get now.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's some of the research that I've done is that, before that brain's fully developed, it can fuck with you a little bit. Sure. And now chances are, unless they're like going crazy on it, they'll be fine. But hey, say there's a chance they could be 1 degree smarter, or they're slightly less forgetful when they're my age. I would want him to at least have that choice, be armed with all the information.
Just know that it's that. And like, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. Like, if you're going to do it, like, be responsible about it. Just know what the consequences are, that it's not legal for you to do. You could get in trouble.
Yeah.
What if he comes to you and goes, hey dad, I tried it. I thought it fucking rocked, dude.
That's where I would have to start to maybe, step over that more passive, I'm a source of information, you can trust me approach, and just say, well, okay, now we have to figure out how to manage this, because it, number one, is illegal, and number two, biologically, you're still too young to do it.
Yeah, and I don't agree with this decision you're making.
Yeah, so we have to, that you need to, or I need to, I don't know. I think continuing that kind of giving them the information, and then maybe a little bit more firm and how I'm doing it and what the parameters are. Like, I won't be one of those parents that lets my kid drink underage at my house or anything.
Oh, right. Did you guys have those parents in high school?
Yeah.
Oh man, they were, in retrospect, it's like, oh boy, they had some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the time, you don't think that. At the time, you're like,
oh, they fucking own.
That's how you do it. That's how I would totally do it.
Yeah. I'm going to be like that. That's how
I'm responsible. I'm not going to go crazy.
Yeah. My kids will love it if I'm there drinking with them and all their friends.
Yeah.
I got turned in by parents. The first time I ever drank, I got caught and turned in by a parent and got kicked off of sports. It sucked.
That's the smart move. Get you out of sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. They went right to our principal.
Yeah.
And interned to my parents, and it was an
If you're fucking up, we're gonna take you off the positive stuff you're doing, so you can quit sports now. Oh, okay. Instead of like,
Find another way to occupy your time.
You have to quit piano lessons now. Okay. Instead of maybe
now you'll
like
never want to drink again.
Yeah, that same thing happened to one of my friends. They had like some beer party, and then they got kicked off of baseball. And I thought, wow, after the first offense, they couldn't even earn it back or have to do extra shit. I could see if they had some honor code that they kept violating, like in fucking Scent of a Woman, where they violates the honor code. Who when he fucking shows up at the end of the school and like somehow argues, that like so reminded me of The Simpsons, like the Mask of Zorro episode or whatever, where it's just like he gives some like weird speech at the end and everybody cheers and they let the kid back in school or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even remember that one.
This kid's got more honor in his little finger than any of the other buddies that he covered for or whatever.
I've never seen Scent of a Woman.
Oh, you got to see it, dude. It's fucking great.
Is
great.
it?
Yeah. Oh, it's
Isn't
schmaltzy all over the place. Pacino's fucking great, and he won the Oscar for it. It's
yeah, I guess like the thing I always heard, kind of, because it came out when I was probably too young to watch it, or that it was even like on my radar or something I'd be interested in. And so the thing I always heard was that like he won the Oscar for that, to make up for not winning it before.
Good.
And that that he didn't deserve it.
Yeah, but even so, like even if that's the case, which it could very well be, and I've only seen it, like I've seen it years ago now, but like it was still like in the ballpark of a performance that would be worthy of it at minimum.
He's great, but it's total cheesy Oscar bait stuff,
right,
and there's tons of holes in it. But like the movie's really fun. You'll fucking love it. You will love it. The
he's
good,
pervy
the
in
bad.
It, right?
No, not really. No, he's good. You'll love him. He's lovable. He's blind. Like, wait till you hear how he got. He's like, his family hates him and shit because he just kind of terrorizes his family, and he went blind from an accident in the war where he was like doing a little comedy routine with a buddy juggling grenades, and one went off and blinded him. And it's a real dramatic scene where Chris O'Donnell's with him, and his family that hates him is like, did he ever tell you? Did he ever tell you the little story of how he lost his sight? Why don't you tell him? Why don't you tell him, Grandpa, or whoever it is?
Juggling grenades.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
I mean, I'd be like, yeah, you got me there. That's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
pretty embarrassing way to lose your sight.
But his performance is still great. And it kind of got him. That's where you really started seeing Pacino do the, hoo-ah, and all the yelling. Like he's kind of stuck in that forever now. But you'll fucking, Philip Seymour Hoffman's a fucking great in it. Great. Creep, great guy. Not great guy, but great creep, great at performance in it.
I didn't realize he was in it.
It's Harry, it's a must watch.
Okay.
If you've been having a hard time watching things during, I've been having a hard time watching things during the
same. It's been it feels like impossible.
Yeah, I just look at my phone. Like I'll just start something and it's like look at my phone, and then
it's like I don't care about this.
Yeah, but I'm sure this one will hook you in.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll give it a whirl. And that's some great sage advice to go out on, I would say.
Yeah. Watch. I'll look down right down the barrel. Watch Scent of a Woman.
Wow.
I'm Ryan Stanger. On behalf of Dave Tooney and Ryan Meharry and all the wonderful previous guests of my own private Kokomo, we'd like to remind everybody out there to be sure to watch Scent of a Woman.
That's what you should do. Every guest sign off looking directly down the barrel and saying a movie that they should watch.
No, it should always be Scent of a Woman.
He's got more honor in his little finger. He goes like the school, and everybody's just like, what the fuck? Nobody even knows who fucking Pacino is.
Yeah, who is this guy? This raving lunatic.
Yeah. Principal, I'm going to take the microphone. This kid should be let back in school.
All right, I'll check it out. I'm gonna watch it. It's been on my list of movies to watch, and it's a very long list. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm telling the truth. Oh, don't you worry.
Good.
I'm early right now. I'm watching.
I promise I haven't been wanting to watch it. I promise.
Right now, I'm in the early moments of the movie Convoy.
Oh,
You ever seen it?
You don't
Chris
say.
Christopherson.
I don't know it. What is it, Dave? Tell us about Convoy.
Whenever I bring up a movie I like, if I'm like
Is that a trucker
with a
movie,
woman,
Dave?
that's the this is how I want them to respond if I ever bring up a thing I like.
Oh, Dave.
What else, Davey? What is it? Is it a trucker movie?
It's a trucker movie with Chris Christopherson.
Oh
What's
yeah.
his name from Rocky? His brother-in-law.
Is that where that song comes from? Convoy? We're gonna have a convoy.
I think so.
It's been years since
C.W.
I've seen
McCall?
it.
Yeah, I've never seen it before. I mean, again, I'm only in the beginning part of it, but I think it eventually becomes a bunch of truckers against cops, is what it seems
yeah.
I
to
love
be.
it.
I'm on
For
the side
action-
of the truckers.
Chris Christopherson for Action Boys. We just watched Blade. That was a real fun one.
Oh, yeah?
Blade. Yeah.
Yeah,
Chris Christopherson is just great. And like, this is kind of
he's
like,
great.
yeah. He's all like,
Oh, he's like the mentor, right?
yeah, he's like the mentor, and he just looks all scraggly and like a biker dude. But he talks all the specific science about the vampires. Hominis nocturna, vampires. Their blood is anticoagulant, so they can't. But one thing for sure, Blade likes killing vampires. Yeah, Hominis nocturna, vampires.
What an interesting career that guy's like. What a country singer, and like he's been a great actor. Like what a
His name's Blade. He's
Blade.
a day walker. He's got all their strengths and none of their weaknesses. I found him. His name's Blade. He can suck blood if he wants. He's got the thirst. And I hear that you're
if he wants. So you're not old, but if
whatever he wants to do. I got to get out there and wrench on my Harley a little bit more.
Yeah, no
Just-
problem. Go ahead. I got to go too. Well, hold on. There's a little more I need to tell you about Blade.
Now, if he gets and he's all fucking brutal. Now you feel because they cure the girl and they're like, you feel yourself start to turn. You take a gun, you blow your head off. It's better than the alternative. You're turning. I know
Does
you're a
he do
nice
like
hematologist doctor lady, but if you turn into a fucking vampire, you fucking kill yourself, you stupid fucking idiot. All right.
Does
Thanks.
he do a thing where it's like garlic, please, crosses, like a thing like
Yeah.
that, like all the cliches?
Yeah, no, it's all like, and he has like a name for like what garlic is. Saponi pontonum, garlic. They're severely allergic. You get them with silver, you get them with silver, they'll go into anaphylactic shock. Crosses don't mean squat. Daylight, UV rays will get them. Burns their skin. Vampires, hominis nocturna, don't like that. Now, if you excuse me, I may be wrong, but it's something.
Hominis
It's something like that. I just watched it recently too. It's like that.
I'm gonna turn it. I love it.
Blade. His name's Blade. He's a daywalker. Good to
I
see
got
you.
His name's Blade. Get over the name. It's a weird one. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I gotta go.
Hey, Blade. Blade.
I don't need to
You
meet him.
awake?
I don't need to meet him.
It's
I
hard.
trust you.
It's weird if you have a weird name like that. You Blade. I'm going
Hey.
to the store, Blade. Do you want anything, Blade, or no?
It's my
Blade's
buddy
not-
Blade. Yeah.
Blade's
no
not
ni-
awake.
Yeah, there's no nickname for Blade.
I'm ordering more underwear and socks, Blade. So make a list.
Phones for you, Blade. Phones for you.
Blade Bone. He's coming, Blade.
He's coming.
You said Blade, right? All right. Yeah, he's coming. Anyway.
Hey, this is Whistler and Blade. Leave a message and we'll call you back.
Please
You gotta
specify who you were leaving the message for. Either me,
Whistler? Blade.
or Blade.
Best friends for life.
He's a day walker.
Oh shit.
Me, I'm more of a night guy myself.
I'm a night
more-
stalker. Stanger, thanks so much for coming on, man, for our
My honor.
inaugural
My-
podcast episode.
My honor. Bless up. Bless up.
Thank you for all your help. For I think we're heading in the right direction.
Bless up. Bless up. Bless up.
Bless
Yeah.
up. Bless him.
Bless up.
Bless him. Bless
I
him.
think our podcast is going to be, we're going to get stand-up comedians on. We're going to talk to them about the history of their career, how they started off, where they are at, what their relationship with their dad is. I think that's what direction we're going to go in.
Yeah.
Up to now. We'll start off with
No,
what we're up to. Any dates we have, that'll be about 25 minutes of the first part of the podcast.
It sounds great.
Yeah, I think it seems new and fresh, unlike anything else.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's any other option choices we can do for a podcast. I think that's about it.
Does he care anymore? Does Marin care about doing it anymore? You think?
I think he likes doing this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I mean, he had some bad news recently, but
Oh, he did. I didn't even know that.
yeah, it's sad. We shouldn't.
Oh,
Don't want to end on that note?
I don't
We don't
want to
wanna
do
end
that. I'm
on that
sorry.
note.
I'm
I'll
sorry.
look it
I
up.
didn't
Yeah,
know
go
that.
ahead and look it up. Look it up if you're.
You
Okay,
guys
I
can
will.
look it up, but I think he does, like, because I still listen to it, and it seems like he, likes it when he gets a good guest, and he can tell when the interviews go well. And
That's what I feel like. Like he's already climbed so many of the big mountains, like of his like idols and whatnot.
He's conquered it all.
because I heard Kate Blanchett on there, and like it was a good talk, and he
Well,
was
that would
happy.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, I love Kate Blanchett.
me too. She's the best
I'm into her. I think she's super hot.
and so talented, man.
Yeah, she's
What
great.
an actor! What an
Yeah,
actor!
she's incredible.
Yeah. Well, guys, you can now find us on iTunes and Stitcher and all that stuff. Go on there and rate and review. That would be great for us. Getting off the ground. And then you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, my own private Kokomo. And we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
Love you guys.
Love you
Love
so
you.
much.
Love you so much.
Love you so fucking much.
Love you.
Love you. Love you.